Excellencies, my name is Blanche, journalist accompanying the Namibian president. I want to find out regarding the ACP or regarding the Cotonou agreement. Will Africa be including the Pacific and the Caribbean countries? As I know, my country was one of those who argued for it, whereas some African states were saying that no, the ACP and, pardon me, the Pacific and the Caribbean countries, as well as the African continent, can rather negotiate in a three-legged manner. So what has been done in that regard? May I ask a second question? Oh.
Well, it's not a question of telling you yes or no. It's a multifaceted problem that we have to address, and a complex one, and there are many things intertwined therein. And there are many questions people can raise from different schools of thought that have to be brought together. For example, let's put sentiments aside for the time being. It could be sentiments of saying, you know, these are our cousins, brothers, and sisters, and you would be right to say so. But the way things are set up, for example, when we have African continental free trade area that we reached, it doesn't include our cousins and brothers you are talking about. And that puts us in a position where we have to deal with the rest of the world in a certain way. So I'm saying we put sentiments aside. One would even ask a question, say, by the way, why didn't you bring them in to be part of CFTA? It has a history. Things evolve, change with the times. Somebody is your cousin or your brother or your sister. So there's one thing that doesn't change, it is how closely linked we are, Africa and Caribbean and Pacific. But dealing with this world, we can deal with it differently without losing touch with this reality of relationship. Another example I can give you is that actually Caribbean and the Pacific have other organizations they belong to that do not involve Africa. You have heard of something called, there's CARICOM. You have heard of CARICOM. Africa is not part of it. So it brings certain obligations to those who are in that organization. And it doesn't in any way stop the relationship between Caribbean and Pacific and Africa being what it is. So I think we might have to deal with these issues realistically and bearing in mind specific demands on every situation, at every level, and stop mixing certain realities with emotions and sentiments and even misplacing them, because I wouldn't blame anybody having sentiments about this relationship, no. I would only blame them for wrongly mixing them up with certain things as they should exist. So that's why we need more discussion so that we really iron out some of the misunderstandings that may be involved in this, and we have clarity, we have a common language we speak, and a common approach, because Africa, 55 countries, we are not expected to have always a very easy and common understanding. There are always going to be different understandings, but nonetheless we have to move together as a continent.
Le président a parfaitement raison. Je crois que très souvent, on limite la question des négociations post-Cotonou à la question de l'Afrique, Caraïbes et Pacifique. La substance est ailleurs. Ces accords datent de 1975, donc plus de 40 ans. Nos rapports avec l'Europe ont changé. L'Afrique a changé. Nous avons une nouvelle vision dans notre continent. Nous venons, nous continuons, d'ailleurs il y a eu des signatures hier et aujourd'hui, sur la zone de libre-échange continentale. Ces relations sont des relations commerciales. Ils doivent tenir compte de notre vision de nos continents. C'est la raison pour laquelle nous pensons, et avec raison, qu'il faut qu'il y ait des négociations de continent à continent. Il y a des problèmes qui sont spécifiques à l'Afrique. Vous venez parler de la migration. Ces problèmes ne concernent ni les Caraïbes ni les Pacifiques. Les questions de sécurité, la question de lutte contre le terrorisme, ce sont des questions spécifiques à l'Afrique et qui sont dans nos rapports avec l'Europe. Donc ne limitons pas cette question à son aspect émotionnel. Si nous allons nous séparer de nos frères des Caraïbes ou des Pacifiques. Donc le problème est un problème de fond et c'est pour cela que la conférence a décidé qu'on approfondisse et qu'on consolide la position africaine. Et je suis certain que même certains États européens pensent que ces rapports doivent changer. Ils ne doivent pas être celui d'il y a 40 ans. Merci.